The effect our deportation plan will have on the NHS was make it easier for people to get GP appointments and seen at A&E. But look, I take your point, of course. You know, we are years ahead, sadly, of a general election. There's a chance that we will get an early election than we might otherwise have had if bond markets continue to move in the way that they have because of this awful Labour Chancellor. But I will say this, you will see more and more of our plans in the coming months and years. You'll see more outstanding talent coming to the fore that Nigel will present to the British people and say that, you know, we've already said, for example, one of the big things that we'll do differently to the political establishment who have ruined this country over decades is at least half probably of Nigel's cabinet, his first cabinet, will not be MPs. They will be people who have achieved great things in the real world and will be appointed into the Lords and then will serve in that cabinet for the full term. So you wouldn't be a health secretary for 3 minutes and then a defence minister 5 minutes later. And by the way, the reason why this is important is because the British public have had enough of the likes of Rachel Reeves as Chancellor, the likes of Matt Hancock as the health secretary during the greatest health emergency since World War II. That's just one of many new ideas of reform is bringing to the table that will make Nigel the most transformative Prime Minister in our lifetimes. It will be MPs in the House of Commons that pass legislation. That is number one. That is obviously not going to change. Number two, Nigel will put the names, not only is he laying out this idea, but he's also going to lay out the names of the people who will sit in that cabinet office around him if the British people choose to elect us. And that will be in front of the British people ahead of the next general election. And actually, that's much more democratic than going in with one cabinet and then reshuffling every 15 minutes with a bunch, frankly, of clueless career politicians. I keep saying this. How has it worked out having clueless? Are you happy with Ed Miliband as Chancellor? Were you happy with Matt Hancock as Health Secretary? Are you happy with Rachel Reeves as Chancellor? We've got to bring the brightest and the best in the country into these roles, and many of them don't want to be MPs. I want to say this too. How does it make sense that, for example, our Defence Secretary, the Minister of Defence, is also doing constituency surgeries about the chlorine levels in the local swimming pool? That is an important local issue, but surely we can do better than ask the same person to do both of those things. It's one reason why ministers these days are not on top of their briefs, and they completely abdicate the responsibility for running their departments to these civil servants who have been captured, unfortunately, in this Blairite era. If we want to change the way this country is run, we have to have fresh ideas. That's what reform offers.